Hello, 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 and welcome to another Conversations with J.R. Floyd. Hope you're enjoying your 4-day weekend as we are celebrating President's Day. Baby, it's cold outside. Well, at least in New York City where I'm at, it is cold. Question: are you cuddled up under the blankets with someone you love or in love with? The conversation for today centers around love and the different ways people are using love when it comes to relationships. Here are a few ways people express their love or express the situation that they are in when it comes to love. Being in love, falling in love, loving someone but not in love with them, puppy love, love at first sight, first love, second chance at love, sisterly love, brotherly love, neighborly love. Oh boy, and the list can go on and on and on. Does it matter that a person says to you, I care deeply for you, but I'm not in love with you? I hear people say that they had to learn to love their partner, like love grew on them. What does that mean when a person says that they had to learn to love you? So, I looked up the word love, and here's what it said. Love is an intense feeling of deep affection or a great interest and pleasure in something. So, according to the definition, love is an attraction, desire, and attachment. But above all, love is a feeling. Wait a minute. Aren't we taught that feelings are fleeting and don't trust your feelings and that feelings change from moments to moment? I want to have fun with today's conversation about love. There's nothing funny about love. People take love very serious. But at the same time, I want to bring awareness to how individuals use expressions of love to sometimes abuse, use, mislead, confuse others into conforming to who they want them to be, thus convincing individuals that there is a requirement that needs to be satisfied before they can be deemed worthy of love. Requirements that an individual needs you to satisfy before they deem you worthy of love or loving. Think about that for a moment. As I look around in today's society, there are millions of people, or should I say billions of people on this planet. No, I haven't met them all. But the world is vast. And there are billions of people, yet there are equal amounts of people who are lonely, feeling unloved, and feel unwanted. I wonder how that happens. My viewpoint is this. People are placing conditions on who they love and why. Now, you're probably saying, JR, listen, I'm not going to go around loving everything and loving everybody. But why not? In other words, love is no longer a universal feeling, but seems to be for a selected few. So, how is the choice made of who we love and how we love and the way we love them. I think this whole thing is getting, it gets a little confusing sometimes when we're dealing with emotions and love and feelings. But are people really looking around in today's world at how people view love and what love means to them or doesn't mean to them? The Christians have a biblical definition of love. It states that love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it's not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices. This type of love sounds like the kind of love that myself and millions of other people are seeking. Yet, love is nowhere to be found. People put price tags on love when it comes down to friendships, situationships, and marriages and relationships. They put a price tag on love. Think about that. This world seems to be really centered around the haves, the have-nots, the do's and the don'ts. And if you have it, I love you. And if you don't, step aside and let the line move up for somebody who have. People really need to think about what they're doing when they talk about love and being in love and being out of love and loving a person and caring for a person because, people take that very serious. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were in love with a person, you had a deep affection for the other person, but the other person says to you, I never told you that I loved you. But all of their actions towards you equated to love. No, they never said it. But deep down, the attachment that you have with this person and develop with this person, it feels like love. But the person stands around, says to you, I never told you that I love you. I care deeply for you, but I don't love you. And to some people, that's very painful. There are people out here in today's society who are dying for love, thirsty for love. And I'm not talking about an aggressive obsession kind of way. I'm just talking about they are thirsty for caring and loving and the human touch and concern and compassion. Isn't that about love? I am 60 years old this year, 2024. And at this point in my life, I desire an honest love. Yes. I've added another expression of love to the long list. I want an honest love. I do. I want an honest love. Let me give you an example. My dog Peanut loves me unconditional, and I try to return the same love back to him. When I say I want an honest love, I'm referring to someone who is open and available to care, respect, understand, adapt, and accept me for who I am. Accept my world. Accept me for who I am. Me. The world that I live in. And you definitely have to accept my little Peanut. You don't love dogs, you can't be here. I desire a partner who is honest with themselves first about their emotions. And most importantly, why they have developed feelings towards me. That's very important to me. I have learned to ask questions like, why do you feel this way towards me? You know, your partner might look at you and talk, what you talking about? Why are you asking me that question? That's a very important question to ask. I say it's better to develop genuine love. Don't force it. Genuine love from a foundation of friendship, honesty, caring, compassion, moral values, compatibility, balance, rather than lust and targeting an individual based on what they have and what they can give to you. That's not love. That's selfishness. And I have some other words for that, but I won't say what it is. When I first saw my little dog Peanut, he was 4 weeks old. I brought him home in a little blanket. He was 4 weeks old. I had to nurture this baby. I had to feed him with a bottle. And I had to let him know that I was going to protect him and take care of him because it is the responsibility that I brought into my life and brought into my home. That's it. This conversation dedicated to us to think about the love we have or we don't have and why. I adopted my dog Peanut because of the trauma of going through the pandemic when we were ordered to shelter into place. And I was very lonely. And I went live a lot on Facebook just to connect with other people and to encourage people during that horrible period of time in history and in our life. I was alone. Peanut has brought joy and laughter into my life because of the funny little things that he does. I'm telling you, he really cracks me up. Our interaction is like, you know, everybody say dogs don't have feelings. You're a liar. And they bring you a certain companionship and closeness in your life. He has brought joy and laughter to me. And Peanut gives me a purpose to get out of bed in the morning. Yeah, I get out of bed to go to work and, you know, I have to pay the bills and stuff like that. But I noticed that with him in my life, I don't wallow in self-pity. I don't stay in bed all day depressed and pull the covers over my head or lay across the couch and channel surf and eat junk food because I have to get up, take him out for walks. He helps me. We get out in the fresh air even when it's cold. And we go for good walks. And I take him when the weather is beautiful. I take him to the park. And we have picnics. And I look at him, how he's amazed at all the things outside in the world. Had I not had my little companion Peanut, I would be very lonely. Very lonely. And when he jumps up in my lap, and looks me in my eyes, I see love and appreciation. And I give him big hugs. And of course, he gives me big licks. People, love should be simple without conditions. And it should be shared universally. We live in a society where people don't love their neighbors anymore. When I grew up, I knew everybody in my neighborhood and I felt safe. I felt secured. I knew that there were people that I could depend on. Now, we don't have that anymore. We don't love our neighbors. We don't even know who our neighbors are. Love for family is dying. Families are so broken. It brings tears to my eyes, my family included, holding grudges, hating on each other. There's no real love for families anymore. Families have to fight for love. You have to fight for someone to love you. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. People get married because they say they get married for love. and they're in love and they fall in love and they fall out of love and they grow out of love and I don't love you anymore and I care about you. How can that be? How can that be? I don't understand. How can that be? You know, people, I talked about Peanut in this segment. You know, people abandon their pets. Just throw them out. Just throw them away. I look at this little guy and I don't understand. No, I can't. I grew up in a family loving dogs, but I cannot see just taking him and putting him out there to fend for himself. No love, no care, no protection. But that's what we do to people. We put them out there to fend for themselves. We only care about a select group of people. We only care about the cliques. That's why there's so much instability and unbalanced relationship and mental health and broken families and broken relationships and broken children. Where's the love? Where's the genuine love and caring and concern and compassion for human beings? This is Conversations with JR. I hope today first and above all that you are loving yourself first and caring for yourself first before you can love others. Understand what love is and what love means and what it doesn't mean. Look at the situation that you're in with yourself, with your relationship, with your marriage, with your family, with your friends. Is there genuine, unconditional love? I thank you for listening to this conversation. I hope that you will share this conversation with others. And remember, love is simple and it should be without conditions.